This one very tough. I am a single mother with a 29-year-old daughter. I am a stage 4 cancer patient and I'm still undergoing chemotherapy on my 61st cycle. So her first question, she has a question that says, what do I need to do so that all of my assets, my CPF, my Medisave, become the absolute right of my only daughter? Now she says she's made 100% nomination to her daughter in case she passes away, but she heard on radio that there was a segment that nominations are not enough to allocate everything to the daughter, that it must go through Faraid, where her siblings will then get a share. Now, is this true? So, to be clear on to everybody today, a nomination for insurance and a nomination for CPF, there are two fatwas for 2010 and 2012 supporting both, and these confirm that nominations are acceptable in the eyes of Islam. They bypass the court's process, the probate process, and they bypass Faraid. So whatever you have nominated to whomever you have nominated, 100% of that will go to them, does not go to Faraid. I can promise you this. Her parents and her grandparents are all deceased. She has a paternal uncle. She's got 2 surviving full siblings, an older brother and an older sister, and she has no intention of sharing her assets with them when she passes away, even through Faraid. Why? This is because, she says, no one cared about her struggles since she became a single mother at age 26 until now. She don't want anything from them either. She says she raised and educated her daughter from when her daughter was 1 year old until today, and now the daughter is almost 30. And so she's raised her single daughter, no support from her family, from her relatives for the past almost 30 years, and she does not want any of her assets to go to her siblings when she passes on. Now, she asked about, number 1, her nominations and whether it's protected from Faraid. Yes, if she does her nominations correctly, it will all go to the daughter, bypassing the probate process, bypassing Faraid. But what about her other assets? So this goes back to the next question that she has. She says her house is currently solely in her name, single name. And she's very clear. She says she's got no intention of adding in her daughter as a co-owner because she wants her daughter to eventually, inshallah, have her own house when, inshallah, she gets married. And she doesn't want any disputes later on if she adds in her daughter's name. She's discussed it with her daughter and she says her daughter understands. So these are multiple considerations, especially with the house. So step 1, I assume you've added in your daughter as an occupier. You can do this on the My HDB website. Go onto it, add in your daughter as an occupier. Now, when it comes to somebody passing away and then the occupiers still require use of the flat, it is on a case-by-case basis. I cannot promise you that your daughter can stay in the house regardless as long as she has no house of her own. I cannot say that because it depends on the courts. And your daughter is already an adult. She's already almost 30, alhamdulillah, and I'm assuming working, so maybe independent already. If the courts say that she's already independent, no longer requires the use of the house can actually may be sold and then distributed according to Faraid, which is where you tell us you have your brother and you have your sister. And so your Faraid beneficiaries to me are super clear. It's your brother, your sister, and your daughter. These 3 people will get a share, and a big share will actually go to your brother. I would suggest, as a follow-up to this, is to create a deed of family arrangement. Now, this is a special legal document that you can get done at a law firm. Inshallah, the lawyer knows what they're doing. Get a deed of family arrangement that states that all the beneficiaries agree to waive off their shares and give it to your daughter. Now, when you do this, your beneficiaries, in other words, your siblings, must be there in person at the lawyer's office to sign off and agree. They must be there physically present to sign off in front of the lawyer to agree to the deed of family arrangement. Then maybe, inshallah, when you pass away, the flat can then be either sold and given full to your daughter or transfer ownership to your daughter if that's what you all want. So the key here is the deed of family arrangement. It doesn't mean it's that simple. Because a deed of family arrangement requires the beneficiaries, your brother and your sister, to be around and physically sign and agree. In my past experience, I have seen people verbally agree, but when they are asked to come down to the lawyer's office to physically sign, they make excuses, they start fighting, and they say, no, this one no need the documentation, I promise. And then they absolutely refuse to sign physically. So there's some implications there. Some people can verbally say, but dalam hati they're like, oh no, I actually want my share. We don't know this. And so could this cause more fights within the family when you suggest them to do a deed of family arrangement? It might. I have also seen cases where all the beneficiaries agree to come down and then they sign physically and everybody's happy to waive off their rights to give their share to the desired beneficiaries, like for example minor children or specific relatives. They can. This one is about her late mother's inheritance. The mother had left behind jewelry and savings. And now, this one, folks, I will tell you up front, ada a little bit of drama. Okay, so there are 4 siblings in total. Here's the story. So, her late mother was very, very sick, and the eldest sister had taken care of the eldest mother and nursed their mother because she was considered to be financially stable. When the mother passed away, the late mother had left behind a lot of jewelry. And then there's some disputes and some issues. So, point by point, I'm going to spell it out for all of you today. According to this, his eldest sister had bought much of the mother's jewelry. $10,000 worth of jewelry. She would go into detail, she would buy this and then maybe trade it in, upgrade it to a bigger one, buy more and buy more and buy more. And so she had gotten a lot of jewelry for the late mother, as well as paying for all of the late mother's medical expenses. And so when the mother passed away about 15 years ago, in 2010, the elder sister gathered everybody and then proposed to each of them take one piece of the jewelry that belonged to the late mother as a keepsake, and then avoid Faraid. No need to distribute according to Faraid. And then she said she threatened to produce the mother's hospital bills if they all insist on Faraid. This one could be as a claims for her to make claims that she supported the mother and paid for all of these expenses, and therefore she's entitled to a bigger share of the assets left behind by the mother, as well as saying that the jewelry was bought by her, therefore by right belongs to her. And so here's the thing. She wants to know my opinion on all of this, because her concern is if she brings this up back to the family and then they will say, oh, then kau nak duit je, kau gelojoh duit, you nak harta pusaka, all of this. And so my honest opinion on this is very, very tough, especially when people start fighting and make claims and say, oh, I did this for my relatives, I did this for my parents, therefore I should take a bigger share. The scholarly opinion, with which I have consulted with multiple scholars, is this. First off, let's address the jewelry that's been bought. The scholar opinion that I've consulted with a few people is very straightforward. You buy something for somebody and you gift it to that person, it belongs to them. It is their assets. You cannot say that, oh, I bought this for you, and then when you die, therefore it belongs to me. No such thing. Because then it is no longer a hibah. It's no longer a gift, right? So imagine this. If you buy something for someone, and then you tell that person, when you die, that thing go back to me because I buy for you, therefore it's mine. Isn't that a bit wrong? To be absolutely frank, maaf cakap lah. It's a bit wrong. Simply because, is it really a gift? And so, my opinion is that the jewelry that's been bought for the late mother belongs to the late mother and then therefore must go into the late mother's estate. That's item number 1. Item number 2. When the late mother passed away, the rest of the siblings claimed their Faraid share. I want my Faraid share. But the eldest sister said, no. You all take just one piece as a keepsake. The balance should go to me because I took care of her. I paid for all the medical bills. Is that correct? So now, tough question. And I posed it to multiple of my scholar contacts, my scholar friends, and they said this: just because you pay for the expenses, the living expenses, doesn't mean you're allowed to claim it back. Because our role as adults, when we are taking care of our parents, shouldn't be with the expectation of remuneration to get paid for it. After all, our parents took care of us when we were children, yes, when we were in need. And so when our parents are in need, we are taking care of them. Why must there be an expectation of remuneration to get money back when the parent passed away? So that is the scholar opinion. And my personal opinion follows the same. I feel that if you want to claim that, oh, I paid for all these hospital bills, therefore I must take back for Faraid, I feel that that's a little bit wrong. But again, each family dynamic is unique, and I will not criticize. It is simply my personal opinion. And in fact, right now, as of 2025, she's told me that there's only 2 surviving siblings left. Should she bring it up? I'm not sure. Because if you do bring it up, to what end? Is it because you want the money? Do you want the assets? Do you want the jewelry? Are the jewelry even still there? We do not know. So it's a very, very tough question. In fact, I actually didn't really want to reply to this one, but I feel that it is such a common issue that I keep hearing within different family dynamics that it is something that I need to address. Okay, I am by no means a scholar in all of this. I am simply an Islamic financial advisor, and I consult scholars for all of their opinions as well. And so in this particular case, was it right that the eldest sister took all of the assets, only gave a little bit to the rest of the siblings, knowing full well that because there was a surviving son, the brother should have gotten a larger share, and the rest of the sisters should have gotten their specific shares. And she forced them to only take a smaller amount while she then claimed most of it. Now, this one, let's talk about the legal implication. First one, the legal implication is this. You're supposed to follow the inheritance certificate, the Faraid shares. Yes, very clear. You're supposed to follow, legally speaking. If you do not follow the inheritance certificates, the rest of the beneficiaries can sue the estate for their share. This one from a legal context. Yes? But what has happened is, in this case, all the other siblings have agreed. They have agreed that, say, fine, if Kakak says she takes the most of it, we only take one piece for each of us, and they agreed, then by all means, it's fine to go against the inheritance certificate because all the beneficiaries have agreed to waive off their share, waive off their rights, and take only what they want to take. So, legally speaking, is there any recourse? No. In my opinion, there is no recourse. You've already agreed to this particular arrangement between the 4 of you. And so, from a hukum agama, from a religious perspective, again, I've asked multiple scholars about this. They said this. Yes, by right, we're supposed to follow Faraid. Yes, if there is agreement within the beneficiaries, you can go change the Faraid distribution with agreement of all the beneficiaries. And so from a religious perspective, as long as everyone has agreed, it is also deemed to be okay. Key here is agreement. But of course, all the scholars tell me lah, we'll only find out on the day of judgment. Bila kita dibangunkan di padang mahsyar, Tuhan tanya, macam, can we answer? I'm not sure. And so folks, this has been a complicated story. Let me know what are your thoughts. What do you think? Have you experienced something similar? Send me your complicated stories so that I can share to our community, inshallah, and we all can learn together. So send me some of your questions. I look forward to hearing from all of you. My name's Afiq from Modern Muslim Finance. I'll see you at the next one, inshallah. Assalamualaikum.